Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video in the Caddy van build series. And today what I decided to do was to take out the ply lining in the back of the van because I need to have a look underneath to see if we've got any more surface rust, because in the previous video when I did the split charge second battery install I found some surface rust under the rear seat, you know, the bit where I put the battery. If you haven't watched that video, go and check it out. I'll link it in the description below so you can go and watch it. I fitted a second battery under the seat. There's like a footwell area where you can put rear seats in these caddy vans, and I found some surface rust. It wasn't anything major, but my OCD wouldn't let me just ignore it. So now it's got me thinking there's going to be some surface rust under the ply lining. So I thought what I'll do is, before I go and see my friend who's going to be, you know, doing my carpeting for me, I don't really want to get down there to see him and then take all the ply lining up and find rust, and then that'll be delayed and then I'll have to sort all the rust. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to check that. I'm going to take it all off and check it and see what we got. And I need to clean it as well because I can see in the gaps it's really manky from previous owners, not me. So let's get on with that and see what we got, see what we find. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. As you can see though, the ply line is not in great shape, so I'm going to have to replace it anyway, because if I carpet over that, you know, you're going to feel it, aren't you? So, and it's had water ingress. I had a little leak. I did have a little leak from up in there on both sides, from the roof bars coming from the bolt. So I've sealed it with silicone and I'm hoping I fixed it, but yeah, look at the state of the ply lining. It's not great, is it? It's damaged down there. This one's all damaged and split. That's no good. So yeah, much of it's going to have to be replaced. I'm not actually sure what we're going to do though yet. I don't know if I'm going to be putting a whole carpeted piece back up yet, so I don't know. Let's get it off and have a look. All being well, I'm going to be fitting some sound deadening as well. I actually forgot to mention that. I've got some to put on the roof and on the panels just to stop the vibrations of the van. So I want to get that done as well. That's another thing I want to get done before I go down and see my mate and get the carpeting done. So yeah, we'll be doing that as well today. Looks alright under there, no rust. Trying to pull it out from here, but it doesn't seem to want to come up. Maybe I'll take this piece up. Oh, I better wait a minute to get them screws out. They look well and truly rusted. Oh no, got one. Can't even see the heads on these. Wow, coming out. Good news. Never thought they would come out. Now here we go. Still attached to that bottom piece. Still sort of siliconed on. I knew there'd have to be one rounded screw. well, that don't stop it from coming up anyway. Can't even see where half of them are. Another rounded one. Well, as you can see, I got the floor out. 3 of the screws were rounded, further 3 were rounded off, and I had to just pull it out in the end and kind of just bust a bit of the plywood around the screws. But it's not that bad under here, is it? To be fair, I mean, it's filthy dirty. It needs a good clean. Who knows how many years this crap is in there, but it's not rusty. And that's what I'm pleased to see. I'm pleased to see that there's no rust under here. So that's a good sign. And I was surprised to see that those were black. That outer panel. But yeah, the roof lining, I already took that off because I took the bulkhead out. Clean up time. Upon closer inspection, I can see a little bit of surface rust. It's mainly around where the screw holes are, where the ply lining was screwed down, and a little bit under here. So I'm going to have to remove this. And as you can see, this has gone slightly rusty. Well, I say slightly, extremely rusty, and that's all rusty in there as well. I need to take those off if I can. Clean all those up, and that one too. But yeah, there's a few little spots. But I don't know if that's just, well, that just kind of wipes off. Yeah, not really, but yeah, just a few little bits around by the screw holes and things like that. So not much to do, but I'm going to give it a clean up now. So I'm going to give it all a wipe down, all inside, give all those panels a wipe down and get it relatively clean and ready for putting some sound deadening panels on. That is pretty damn manky in there. Wow, look at that. Yeah, lovely, eh? Now that I've cleaned it up, you can see that that's probably actually the worst of the surface rust. You can see it's all here as well, and all in there. But you know, it's not major, is it? It's just, but yeah, it's got to be done. That's all got to be cleaned off and painted. So I'm going to get that done now. Right, I've managed to give it a good rub down and get all the surface rust off. I'm just going to treat it now. Some of this on. It's like a rust killer. Any bits of rust on here that I haven't managed to sand off should turn black and be ready for painting. So I've cleaned up the back of the van and I've painted all the rusty areas. I have to put some rust treatment down. I use this stuff, I use some of that. basically hammerite, same as hammerite. So just got to let that dry now. I'm happy enough with that. It's ready now to put some sound deadening material down. I'm going to start by putting some on the roof. Can't tell any difference really. I was expecting it to sound a bit different. You know, when you knock it, it'll be more of a thud. It's not that tinny though, really, to be fair. So I think one per panel will be plenty, and we'll put some on these panels as well. We'll get these ones on this side as well. There we go. Let's have a look, see if there's any sound deadening already behind this panel on the door. Might be. Yes, we do have a sound deadening pad, and I can't really get any more in there, I don't think. It's not really worth it, is it? No. But what will be going in there, some of that recycled bottle insulation, probably dodo fleece or something like that. I'll be putting that in there. So I'll do that when the carpeting's been done, when I take it down to my mate's house. So what we'll do now is we'll check this side, see if there's any sound deadening behind this panel. Well, as you can see, that doesn't have any. So I managed to get some in there, some on there, those two pieces, and I've also got some down there as well, look, on the other side. When all that's filled with insulation, that should help to sound deaden it even further. Well, I took the panel off, there's a piece already there, a piece of sound deadening already there from factory. I managed to get a sheet up in there, look. There's just enough space for a sheet and no more space for any other. It doesn't need any other sound deadening. All that requires now is the insulation to go in here in this cavity when the time is right. And on this door there's already a piece in there, and there's even a little piece up in there, look. So that doesn't need any sound deadening, just insulation. So I've got 5 sheets left, and that's plenty to be able to put some in the front doors, and that'll be getting done. I'll probably do that when I when the carpeting's been done and the insulation has been, the rest of the insulation's been fitted. Now I'm going to do the insulation on the floor. I've got some of that closed cell foam insulation, like sound deadening material. But the first thing that I've done before I do that, some of those holes that were there that I spray painted, I've just filled them with some silicone and put some aluminium tape over them. See? Just before I put the insulation down, I've got some of this, look. I've got the 6mm one for the floor. I'm going to lay that down now. And that should give me some sound deadening as well, because it's supposed to be a sound deadener. And an insulator. I'm trying to think of the best way to lay this, because this stuff's super sticky and I don't think you can really get it back up once you put it down. I did see somewhere, I'm sure I've seen somebody online saying, there might have been a video I watched, saying to do it this way because of the ribs. So I'm going to try and do it like that. I'm just start in this corner. Yeah, once that sticks, yeah, that stuff's not moving. Wow, that's really sticky stuff. I've just got to hope that I've done that right on there. Yeah, I think I have. I maybe could have done with like a little roller though, I think. You know, to roll down them bits. The grooves, look. That's going to get uncomfortable on my fingers. You want to get right in there, you know, so it's stuck nicely in the groove. Well, I'm going to try and see if I can find a tool, maybe the head of a screwdriver or something, to try to just do that. Let me go and have a look, see what I can find. I hope you don't mind squeaky noises. Oh. Yeah, I can now see why somebody used a roller. Like a little special little roller. It's like a little roller wheel. No idea where you get those from though. Well, I could have done with one of those, couldn't I? Oh well. Well, I got the first bit down. I mean, I wasn't as successful as getting it to go sort of, you know, between the ribs as I'd have liked. There's still some little gaps underneath it, but that's the best I could do, in all honesty. It'll have to do. Tore a little bit up there, and I can put some aluminium tape over there, over that bit. So I just need to get this bit done now. As you can see, I've now got the floor done. I've got that little bit in there done, and I've just put some aluminium tape across the join. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Just need to do the wheel arches now. I've got some 10mm insulation for those, so we'll be doing those next. I figured the best way to do the wheel arches was just to sort of cut a strip and stick it on. I'll do it that way, and then I'll do this bit next. I think that's the only way I could really think of doing it. Really. Did I mention that it was self-adhesive and it sticks to itself and everything else? Yeah, it's all over my shoes and everything. Bottom of my soles, the lot. Once you stick it down, it doesn't want to come back up, and it kind of rips off the adhesive off the bottom if you try to lift it, which is kind of what happened to me on the piece over there, on the other wheel arch. It's quite tricky in there. Time to get a bit of tape on it. Some aluminium tape. Well, as you can see, I've now got the wheel arches done. They're all looking pretty good. So that's 10mm on there, and I've got 6mm on the floor. I've got that one done. I also did the sliding door as well. There was already a piece of sound deadening pad there, so I left that and just put the 10mm insulation on the top and then put the plywood back on. I am going to put some probably 10mm insulation up there, just in those pieces I think, but for now I've had enough. I've done quite a lot actually. What I thought was only a small job in my head turned out to be a pretty big job. I thought, oh, I'll just strip the ply lining out, clean the floor up a little bit, put some insulation down, some sound deadening pads. It turned into quite a big job actually. So I've had enough. I'm starving hungry. I want to go and get some food. So that's me signing off, and I will see you on the next one. And I hope you enjoyed watching. I know it wasn't the most thrilling video you've ever watched, but it is what it is. It's part of the journey on my van build, and I did say I was going to document it all. So hopefully you did enjoy it, and you can give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and keep up with the rest of the van build, and I'll see you next time. Bye.